Greetings, Glitter Gang, and welcome back to Catherine Scraps Live. My name is Catherine, and tonight we are moving on to Wallet 2. Exciting stuff. Okay, so this afternoon, by the way, this is a show where I, Catherine, scrap live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time and 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. If you're watching this video on YouTube and this is the first time you're seeing it, seeing me, hello. This video is part of a series. You can craft the project yourself. All the measurements have been given. I'm using a digital paper. You can print it yourself. All that good stuff. All right, so earlier this afternoon, we made the mats for the different inserts and things on the for the wallet number 2. And so what I want to do, go ahead. You can jump. Good job. Good girl. So Kitty's in here. She may come over and say hi. She just hopped up to the paper trimmer. So what I want to do is these are the things we made previously to go in the windows. So where this Holly Jolly is on wallet number 1. So what I want to do is I just want to kind of think about which one I want. Hi. Hi. Oh. Which one I want or like think matches kind of what we've put together so far. And there's a couple that are kind of jumping out at me right off the bat, and so maybe we'll pick from those. Here's a little kitten palette cleanser. Hi, Kitty. Hi, Kitty. Hi. Okay. All right. So here's the sheet here. And we have a real kind of home for the holidays, holiday baking, holiday party theme going so far, because we have the gingerbread house with the little gingerbreads and hot cocos. Up here is the rockin' around the Christmas tree. Over here we have the Christmas tree with the cookie holiday spread, and we leaned very heavily into blue and gold as well. So we have more blue and gold than any other color, and then our pop-up color is coming from red. So here were my thoughts. One is we could go with the mixer and lean even harder into the baking theme, as well as the mixer is primarily blue and its main pop of color is from the red. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 that I had is this one, because again, it's mostly blue with a little pop of red. And it's like maybe we're bringing the tree home for the decorating for the rocking around the Christmas tree, that sort of thing. And then the third one, and this is the one that I think works the least, is the Joy. And this one's mostly just by color palette. It's mostly blue. It's the shades of blue. It's got a little pop of color, but it's just was chosen for being mostly blue. These two, really, it's kind of like these 3. So let me know if there's one you prefer the most while I'm going to just scratch this cat. Here, I'll move my arm so you can see all 3 of them. Apparently, she really needed scratches. She's been having kind of a stressful week. So I don't blame her. All right, so we've got vote for the mixer. Yes, we got a kitty. We got a kitty. Maybe it's just me, like, knowing that she's lost some weight and hoping, but does she look a little skinnier? Do you look a little skinnier? Do ya? Do ya? Ow. no, she bit me. I don't think she wants to talk about it right now. So, let's just go ahead and go with the mixer. What do you think, Kitty? Let's go with the mixer. Yeah? Does that meet with your stamp of approval? Yeah? Does that mean with your stamp of approval? She's like, don't mock me, peasant. Oh, wow. You're just settled in for the long haul, huh? Got a clumps of fur flying. Are you switching coats? Are you switching coats? Okay. Yeah, Marcel doesn't have the brown undercoat, but Marcel and Kitty look more and more similar every day. Oh, wow. You're so happy right now. So relaxed. Not stressed. You just needed some one-on-one time. Maybe we'll work on that, huh? Some more one-on-one time with a person in the office for you. Yeah. I'm going to do something you're not going to like. I'm going to yank a piece of paper out from underneath you. Okay, so just brace yourself. There we go. There we go. You're there. You're perfect. You're perfect. Oh, yeah. No, I deserved that. I deserved that. All right. There you go. There you go. There you go. We got through it. Okay. All right. I'm going to cut these out and we'll start inking them and putting them down. All right. So I hope you all had lovely days, lovely afternoons, whatever it is that you're having. Let me know what you have been crafting, how your summer or winter, depending on which you've been dealing with, has been going. All that good stuff. Who's ready for fall? I know the summer haters are always ready for fall. I'm ready for fall this year because I live in a place that I think might have a little scooch of a fall. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I don't have any trees that aren't evergreen in my yard, and the types of pines I have, they shed needles continuously. They don't have like a season where they drop all their leaves and die, so they're kind of a year-round thing. But I do know there are plenty of trees around that will change their leaves. So there you go. Hi. You're just relaxed, huh? She is purring a lot, Melanie. When she was closer to me, she has a very loud purr. So, she could very well have been purring. The mic does pick her up because her purr is quite loud when she gets going. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna just finish chopping these up, and then we're gonna be inking, taping, and all that good stuff. Let's see if she's purring. You purring? I don't know if they heard your purrs or not, but hopefully you gave them a little purr. Okay. Marcel also has a very loud purr. I wonder if that's like a Tabby thing or if it's just a Kitty and Marcel thing. Okay. So that's the last of it. Now I'm going to grab a small scrap of red for the hole reinforcers. And then I guess I'll just craft... Marcel would have eaten the mic cover. Kitty's a little more mature, aren't you? Aren't you mature? Yeah. Okay. So, I'm just going to grab this kitty. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Yes, yes. I know. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. The worst. I'm the worst. Okay. All right. So, this one is going here. Nice. This one is going here. Also nice. All right, let's start there. Let's start with those two and go from there. So the first thing I'm going to do is, hold on. Let me lay this out. I'm going to use the ATG to just kind of temporarily adhere this. Just use a tiny bit of tape. And then I'm going to temporarily adhere it. And then lay it flat. And then trace. It's not a pen. All right. And then I find these are easiest to get off if I kind of twist it. All right. And then I need to cut this 1/8 of an inch outside of this box. So I'm going to get my ruler and line my 1/8 inch line up with the box itself. And then cut. All right, and then we just repeat that on all 4 sides. And when I line up the lines. I'm also trying to make sure that I do it in such a way that I can tell where 1/8 of an inch is outside. So that I'm not cutting too far beyond what I want to cut. Okay. All right. Nice. So now we're just gonna put it back and see our final result. Looking good. All right. Another nice custom card here, made to fit our project. So we're kind of leveling up our digital paper, making it work for us a little bit more, which is nice. Okay. So there's that one. So that's ready. So now we just do the same thing, but on the other side. So just a little dab of the ATG, and that's actually a little bit more than I wanted. So I'm just going to touch it to my finger a little bit and just let the oil on my finger take some of the sticky off of it. I learned something really interesting about archival books, and they no longer wear gloves when they handle archival paper materials, books and things, because there was more damage done to the books from gloves catching like the corners of pages weird and tearing the pages than there was from the acid and the oil in people's fingertips. So now they don't wear gloves. They just wash their hands very carefully, and they handle the books just with their hands. And I can see where I didn't quite catch that corner, so that's okay. I can just go back in and catch it on the way back. Alrighty. There we go. Number 2. Okay, so these are ready to go. I think I'm going to glue these just because they do have that window, so I can get the glue all the way around the window. Pretty sure I glued them last time, Don't remember. So. I'm using Scotch Quick Dry, which I still have a little bit of a stash of. This is my last bottle. And I bought a case of it when it started to get weird. But I will be switching to the Bearly Art Glue. When the time comes, which will be soon. And the glue is nice. I've tested it, but mostly I just like it because it has a cute bear. So, I mean, why wouldn't you use something with a cute bear? All right. So now we're going to go ahead and go on to the back. All right. Okay, so that's done. So now, I agree, Gretchen. The bear is the selling point. It's like, yeah, I mean, the glue is nice, and it's nice that it's not affected by the cold. So, there are some people who, that really matters. Okay, so on the back here, we chose May Your Days Be Merry and Bright to go. So we've got that to do. Or did we choose Have Yourself a Merry Christmas? Well, even if we chose Have Yourself a Merry Christmas, I like May Your Days Be Merry and Bright because of the yellow on the couch. So that's what I'm going to go with now. So we go ahead and ink this. And then we'll add 2 photo mats inside, and we'll add this to the outside. And that'll finish off the back for now, and we'll come back to it when we are adding the pattern paper mat. So now, one thing I forgot that I did earlier when we were doing the design is I forgot that because of to add the loops, I had to mat all of these. So the next time we do a digital design, I just need to look at this and keep it in mind. It's not a big deal. Like it all worked out just fine, but that's just something that, to think about. When they stick like that, the recommendation is to microwave some water in a cup, or if you have like an electric kettle, to get the water in your kettle, and then when it's hot, drop it in and let it sit. And that sometimes can unstick a little easier than just trying to do it with the pliers. Sometimes you still will have to use pliers, but that can help loosen the glue up a little bit. So now we're going to go, I'm just adding Miracle Tape now. These are pre-printed photo mats. I do have a stamp set. If you like the design, the photo here, I do have this photo here stamp set. It's always linked below in the video description, or if you're watching in the archives, it is at katherinescraps.com in the shop. So when we did the construction phase of the project, and we made the loops for the strap that holds the wallet shut. So, you know, we have these loops here that hold the flaps shut. Okay. So the loops, in order to finish the construction on the loops, we had to use some pattern paper. So when I designed the, when I designed this piece and this piece, I didn't look to see what pattern paper I had. Now it worked out just fine because it's actually, it's ornaments, and we leaned heavily into Christmas trees. So, no problem, you know, it's no problem. But, you know, it's just a reminder to myself that because there was pattern paper as part of the construction phase, and there's usually not, I do just want to look at an envelope before I start designing the flaps is all. So like on this one, you know, I just want to look at it and see what it is and make sure I don't, like, say, design a flap for it that's got this pattern on it or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just something to be, like, very lightly aware of, not a big deal. So, all right. Okay. So, now I'm going to go and just cut these apart, and then we'll stick them in, make the folder, put the whole folder together basically, and then we'll be ready to move on to the inside. And like I said, my goal for tonight is to get this folder done if I can. So we'll see. Oh, Kitty opened a cabinet door and climbed in. So she's in the cabinet door where I keep the craft text right now, checking it out. Now, we all know Kitty is probably my favorite cat. I'm willing to admit it, but she's also the smartest cat. And I'm not just saying that because she's my favorite. So, I'm not just saying that because she is my favorite and she's the best girl. Right? No. Now, Kitty, I just told everyone you were smart. Okay, so I'm just going to slide this in this pocket here. And then that'll finish with the back for now. And then we can move on to the inside. So the first thing is I can just go ahead and start prepping these. So with these, well, these are the ones that are going to go on the smaller of the tags. And then on the larger tag, they're going to get squares. So let me grab 2 of the 4x6s and I'll just cut them down to the right size. And I need 1, 2 of those for later. And I need 1, 2 of these for later. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take care of the tags. So the first thing is we need 2 4x4 squares. So I'm just going to cut 1 inch off either side of these, and that'll make it the right size. Because right now it's for a 4x6 photo, and we need to make it for a 4x4 photo. So all I have to do is cut 1 inch off either side. No problem. Okay, that's done. And I'm going to go ahead and tape these. No, Jonna. I'm just glad you're going to get some stuff done at the beach and not have to get behind, so, because of the whole internet thing. So that's good that you're getting some stuff done. You'll be all ready for the holidays. I once was reading online, we're talking about stamping, making Christmas cards. I think Kitty thinks she's stuck in the cabinet, so after I get these tags done, I'm going to go rescue her. But either that or she's really enjoying being in the cabinet. Who can tell? But yeah, she's just rustling around in there. I don't know what she's doing. The one door is partially open, so at least she has light. She can see how to get out. One night, Marcel got stuck in a cabinet, and I suspect Kitty stuck him in the cabinet. Although Mr. Lifeguard says he thinks Marcel locks himself in that cabinet somehow, like he has a way to get it open from that outside, and then he goes in and it shuts behind him, and he doesn't know that he can just push it and really push it and get out. But one night I was up and everyone else was asleep, so I was listening to the TV with headphones, and Kitty came in crying to let me know, crying, and so I followed her, and Marcel was stuck in the cabinet, and she was trying to free him. So she doesn't totally hate him. So the thing about Christmas cards. So we were, partially why we do this project in July is so that it's done when the holidays come around and you're not, stressed out during the holidays trying to make a December daily album or something like that. Whatever kind of holiday album you want to do. So it was on talking about stamping and making your own Christmas cards. And the woman was saying one year she made twice as many cards as she needed. She just made double cards. So that the next year her cards were already done, in January. Because she wanted to stamp with Christmas stamps in December. She didn't want to be stamping with Christmas stamps, necessarily in April or whenever she needed to start to get all her cards done. So what she does now, since she's always a year ahead, she makes her Christmas cards in December when she's feeling the Christmas spirit for the following year. So she still gets to appreciate all the Christmas stamping and the Christmas supplies and making Christmas cards during December when she's in the holiday spirit. But she doesn't have to worry about she can still send out all her cards the day after Thanksgiving or whenever it is that she likes to send out her Christmas cards. That I thought was a good idea. And I can understand, because you do kind of want to be using your Christmas supplies in December, but that's too late for a lot of stuff. So it definitely did make sense to me. I thought it was a good idea. So start now, make double Christmas cards, and then in 2024 you make your 2025 Christmas cards in December, so you can have your holiday movies going, you can have your hot chocolate, you can have the Christmas carols, you can have all the vibes, the atmosphere, but without the stress. I think I glued these last time, so I'm just putting a little bit of tape next to the hole this time so that I know it's well adhered near the hole. All right, so now we're gonna do and stick this down. Burnish, and then I'm going to punch the hole so we don't lose it. And then peel the tape again. So yeah, so what you would start now is probably, well, it depends on how many people are on your Christmas list. This set would make some cute Christmas cards too, if you're looking for pattern paper. All right, so I'm going to leave the hole punch on my desk because we're going to make our hole reinforcers, because I did bring over a little scrap of cardstock for that, and we need 4 total for the book. So I'm going to punch one, not for the book, 4 total for the for this page, this wallet. And then I used a 1/4 inch hole punch to punch some holes, and now I'm going to use my 3/4 inch hole punch or circle punch. And I'm going to line up that 1/4 inch hole punch, and that's going to give me a 1/4 inch all the way around. And it's easier to line up that 1/4 inch hole in the center of this than it is to punch this hole and to try and punch a 1/4 inch circle out of the center. So it's good. The order does help to do it in this order. All right. All right, there we go. Number 1. So we flip around to the other side. It's so cool that you do that with the nieces. I really like that, Melanie. All right. So I'm going to take these, and I have a little place I can set them. It's off camera, but it's inside the back of an ink that I'm not using right now, so they'll be safe in there. All right, so this is done, and this is done. So that's 1 pocket's worth of inserts done. All right, so now, which one is this? Okay, this is the 4x6, so we need the little house we made earlier, which, how cute. It looks so good printed out. And then these 2. So we're going to tape these 3 and stick them in. All right, 940. We're not bad, not bad. I think we'll get it done. We may have to break it up just for ease of upload and whatnot into inserts and then matting. But we will be able to get it all done. All right, Kitty got herself out, so she's fine. The houses are so cute, Ella, in this collection, aren't they? All their cute little decorated for the holidays already. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut these apart, and then we'll ink and attach. And then that will get us where we need to go. With that next insert. So let me grab this, and I am using the Forest Moss houses. Are another embellishment like cameras that work for so many things. They're a great kind of almost universal embellishment. The camera is in my opinion, I've talked about this many times. I know this is no surprise to any of you, but in my opinion, the camera is the most versatile embellishment that there is. And you cannot have too many cameras. You can never have too many cameras. But houses are pretty close. Houses are pretty close. Because a lot of our memories and that we want to capture take place at home. Oh, bicycles. Did we overuse bicycles? I remember when we were just running out of bicycles at one point. But bicycles are good. And anything that represents you, like if you really love dragonflies and all your friends and family know you love dragonflies and people get you like dragonfly necklaces and that, and I'm just saying dragonflies as an example, but whatever your thing is, you can always do that because people looking through the books will know that symbolizes you. Like it's a way of saying, here I was, I made this. The mustaches were too far. We did not use those sparingly enough. Mustaches, turns out mustache is not timeless. Unless, a mustache represents you, I guess. All right, so now we've got this insert done. So we've got those done. All right, let's get the last easy one out of the way, and then we'll do the complicated one. All right, so that's the stuff for the complicated one. This is the stuff for the easy one, but you know what I don't see is another insert. I'm out of inserts. Why do I feel like there's a part of me that remembers I was supposed to do... I just forgot those, didn't I? I just forgot those. Oh, you know what my sister got me? Did I show you guys the desk ornament she got me? She also got me a grumpy cat and a hedgehog. A hedgehog mug, but the hedgehog mug was so small that he just holds my lens wipes. But the banana duck is hilarious. It's so dumb, but we both love it. So the banana duck is on my computer desk. Isn't it? It's so funny. And today I found a goat that is standing on a tree stump, and when you pat his head, he screams like the goat from the Screaming Goat video. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google like Taylor Swift's Trouble Goat. That should get you there. So there is a Screaming Goat statuette that you can get. So Let me get that for her desk. Although maybe I need it for when the power and internet are acting up. I can just hit it and express my emotions. All right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and cut these apart and we'll ink Santa. And then we'll make an insert for him to go in. All right, so what we need is 4.5 inch by 4.5 inch by 6.5 inch piece of the red, and also a 4.5 inch by 7.5 inch piece of the red. And I have a bunch of scraps that are like good sized but too small to really use for much. So I may kind of combine them. And for things like with photo mats, this I don't mind doing at all, because like the tape, because no one really sees it. So because so much is covered by the, and only another crafter would even know what was going on if they saw it. You know what I mean? All right. Man, that Taylor Swift goat meme, what has that got to be, like 20 years old? I don't know why I taped it on both sides. That was kind of weird, but oh well, I did it. So here we are. Alright, so here's the 4.5 by 7.5. And now we need 6.5 by 4.5. Okay. Alright. And this one we're gonna score at 6.5. So this is the 4.5 by 7.5 inch one, and it's going to get scored at 6.5. All right, and then we're going to fold this over, and we're going to put tape here and here. So So we're definitely like working on finding like weird little funky coffee mugs, and things like that. So I got, we have a catacorn mug. So it's a cat wearing a unicorn horn. So it's a catacorn. And we have one, we have a shirt that we share. Basically, neither of us has a wardrobe that only we wear. But we have a shirt that says, that has a picture of a catacorn on it, and it says, "Trust me, I'm a unicorn." So we do have some unicorn merch, some unicorn fashion. Well, I guess technically we have cats pretending to be unicorns. All right, so now that I've assembled this, okay, what we're going to do is, this has to be the back because we have to cover this with this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a piece of tape all the way down the length just because, you know, this is kind of a little funky. So we'll just give it a little extra zhuzh. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick it down. And then if you want, okay, if it will bother you to see that tape, it's very easy to get rid of the tape. All you have to do is just very lightly, you're only cutting the tape. Cut the tape with your craft knife. And then you can just easily, it peels right up. And that's it. And now there won't be any shiny tape showing. And so no one will really notice that it was Frankensteined together. So now what I'm thinking about doing, and this will just depend on if I can get myself to stay up, but tomorrow's September 1st. And what I'm thinking about doing is getting into like a totally fall outfit. And I have a yellow overalls, but like a marigold, like a deep rich yellow, kind of like the yellow in this collection actually. Overalls, and I have a cute little white tee that goes underneath it like a crop top. And I have a little yellow crocheted beret that matches perfectly. So I'm thinking about, because my sister gets up really early, like 5 o'clock in the morning, like a complete loon. She's always been a morning person. I don't know where, everyone in my family is pretty much a morning person except for me. I don't know why, you know, I didn't get that gene or whatever, but I didn't. It passed me by. So I'm thinking about getting in that. Oh, Kitty rearranged the stamps. Okay, Kitty, thanks for your help. Okay. All right, so and taking her to breakfast at like 6 in the morning. Ugh. and just like being like, welcome to fall. We'll go get pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks or whatever. But nothing is open at like 6. But if I wait and, I mean, there's one diner place that's open. But if I wait until later than like, I think Starbucks opens at 8. Maybe because nobody really commutes in Augusta. Maybe Starbucks doesn't open until later when there's not a commuter culture. Because I really felt like Starbucks opened like real early in the morning. Okay, so we need to cut these to 2 by, well, 2. So we're going to cut a 2-inch strip off each side. We're essentially, what we're doing is cutting the middle out. And when you're cutting across a continuous design like that, you do want to cut out the middle. It'll just look more natural if you remove it. So I'm going to cut 2 inches off this side and then turn this piece around and cut 2 inches off this side. And then that'll cut like this little strip out of the middle. Okay. And that'll make my doors. So I think, go ahead and, so yeah, I don't know what to do. Of course, I could just get tired. Sometimes I can stay up all night and sometimes I can't. Lately, I've been falling asleep a little earlier than usual, and that's because I started taking, I think it's because I started taking magnesium gluconate, which is something I'm trying. Some people say it works better for them than like melatonin and things like that at getting a consistent bedtime. So it's kind of like you will then fall asleep at the same time. So it's like if what you struggle with is like never knowing when you're going to fall asleep, which is kind of what my problem is, then that can help a lot. I don't know. I bet, but I do think it has been helping, and it's not like magnesium is bad for you. So, oh wow, Donna, congrats to him. Okay, that's adorable. I love this pattern. And this is one of the cards from the collection. So this is not a pattern of paper. This is one of the cards. Ah! Alright. Alright, gonna just give a little burnish. Alright, perfect. Love it. Alright, so now we're gonna do the same thing on the inside with this Joy. Although I kind of like it just in there as a journaling spot, but then we would need to do something over here on the sides. Maybe we will do it as a journaling spot. We can put 2 little tiny photo mats here for little mini photos. Yeah, let's cut it up. Let's cut it up. So I don't know, we'll see, because I kind of want to do it, but my own mortality, like, and age and such may be against me. So we'll see. But there is a place called the Sunrise Diner that opens at 6. And she gets up that early, so she usually starts work early so that she can end around 3. So but it's not like she has to do that. And sometimes she has to stay at least answering the phones until later than 3, until 5. Anyways, so I think it'll be okay. When does she get sleepy during the day? I don't know when she gets sleepy. My guess is around 3. So that's when I would get sleepy, if I was getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. But that's a good idea. But yeah, I want to be like the fairy of fall, distributing pumpkin spice lattes and pumpkin rolls and pumpkin pancakes and all that. That's what I want to do. I know technically fall doesn't start for like 3 more weeks. But I've just decided September 1st is the first day of fall for our household. And you can decide for your household when it is as well. No one can stop you. No one can stop you. No one can come in your house and force you to put your fall stuff away, So, if fall is your favorite season, go for it. Ooh, pumpkin Krispy Kreme. There's an idea. Okay, so now we just need a photo mat cut down to, I believe, 3 1/4. So I'll take, or 3 3/4. So we're going to take 1 1/8 and 1/8 off each side. Is that right? If it's 4 1/4 and it needs to be 3 3/4, or if it's 6 1/4 and it needs to be 3 3/4, I need to take 1 1/4 off each side. Okay. All right, now here is where we'll add our magnet so that we don't have to deal with the magnet being on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. All right. So I'm going to use my glue dots. I just put the magnet kind of right in the center there with the glue dot. And then put the second magnet on top with a glue dot on top of it, on top of the magnet, and then close. And then when you open, there'll be a magnet in the right spot. And then we can put adhesive on the back of this photo mat and stick it down to cover one of the magnets. And then the other magnet has to get covered with pattern paper scraps. So we will do that in just a second. And then we will put pattern paper on the back of this because this is one that is got a flap on the back. And we covered the flap on the first one in the first wallet, so we're just going to cover the flap on all of them. But the other ones that have the clean backs, we're just leaving cardstock. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and stick this down. All right. All right. And then, yep. So now we just need to think about what we want here and under there and then on the back. So let's just find 3 cute coordinating things in these stacks. Hi, pretty girl. Are you tired of being in here? We used ornament on the last one, so I don't want to use ornament again. On the flap, I'm going to use this. So let me just cut a 7/8 inch strip off this for the flap. Hey, you tired of being in here? You want to go? You want to go? You want to go be free? She's like, yeah, I want to go be free. All right, so we'll do that one on the front. We'll do this on the back. Okay, so let me cut it down to size. It needs to be 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. All right. And then for the underside of that, we'll go ahead and we'll do the ornaments. All right. So I'm just going to cut a 7/8 inch strip off of this. There we go. Okay, so now we got everything we need to finish this off. So, okay. Oh, I gotta get the... I've got to just trim these two down to 4 1/4. This one and this one. Okay. Okay, so now we'll just tape, chomp, and ink these 3. Well, this one doesn't get chomped, but it does get inked. I like that pumpkin loaf at Starbucks. It's like a pumpkin seed loaf thing. That one I like too. I'll have to add some big pumpkin dessert, pumpkin muffin type of baking day into my routine, into my rotation for trying to stock up on stuff. I'll need, let's see, what should I make? What are all the pumpkin desserts? We need the pumpkin roll with the cream cheese. Now, cream cheese does not freeze. So, does not freeze well. Its texture changes when it freezes. So, if you're going to do other stuff to something with cream cheese in it before you're serving it, you can freeze it. So like if it's part of a casserole and you're going to bake that casserole in the oven, you can freeze it. But if the cream cheese is in its like final servable form, then no, you can't freeze it. And that's because it has such a high water content that water will crystallize and freeze, and then it gets a crumbly texture, so it's not creamy anymore. Now I have figured out that you can freeze like a block of cream cheese and you can bring it back to life by whipping it in your stand mixer or with your hand mixer with a wire balloon whisk. And you can, oops, I have to ink this. And a little splash of heavy cream. You can whip it back together, and that'll really improve the texture to where you could spread it on a bagel or whatever, or use it in a recipe. But yeah, not a completed dessert. Completed desserts, completed things, no. So I'll just make the one roll. And then let's see, pumpkin muffins with streusel topping is a good idea. And like pumpkin, like quick breads, like a pumpkin bread of some kind, like a pumpkin loaf. And like maybe like a pumpkin chocolate chip or a pumpkin chip loaf or something like that. That could be good. What else? What about like a pumpkin coffee cake? I bet someone's got a recipe for something that would be like that, with like a cinnamon streusel topping. Pumpkin cookies with white chocolate chips. And we actually have a pretty good recipe for chocolate or pumpkin cupcakes. And what we could do is just not ice them. So that if we wanted them, we could just make our own, whip up some cream cheese icing, thaw them, and make some icing. I bet a pumpkin cinnamon roll would be good. Does Cinnabon do a seasonal bun? A seasonal bon? Alright, so now this is done. And this is complete and ready to go in the pocket. So all the inserts are complete now. So just to recap the inserts. We've got the Have a Very Merry Christmas folder. That's going to go in the top of the pocket. We've got the little journaling spot that we made, and this one just needs an additional strip of paper. We'll handle that when we get to the matting phase. And then we've got this, and those will go there, and then this one will go over here on this side. So what I'm going to do is, and then this will go in here. And I have, okay, give me a second. I have its little strap for us to assemble as well. We'll do this last and give it a little bit more time to dry or whatever. But those two will go in the front at the very end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a recording break here. So for those of you who are watching live, just hang tight. Nothing's going to change for you. In the next video, we're going to continue on with the matting. So basically anything that's not part of an insert is what we're going to do in the next section of class, so we can finish this off and get this strap on it and all that good stuff. So just hang tight if you're watching live. If you're watching in the archive, just click ahead to the next video to see the rest of class. And if you're watching on YouTube, check the playlist to see if the next video is there. And if it's not, just wait a day or two and it will show up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.